Tonight I'm talking to Damuras, who is part of the Sentinel's Republic dev team. Sentinel's Republic is getting ready to start Friday the 30th. Is that right? Yeah, Friday the 30th.
Yeah, Friday the 30th.
They're firing up a fresh Star Wars Galaxies server. Tell me a little bit about the past of Sentinel's Republic. When did it start up and why did it start up?
Yeah. So I've not been part of the developer team very long, and I haven't. So that's a little preface, but they started back in 2017. I think it was 3 different individuals that started. It was Desporo, Gran, and Anobiz, and they were kind of like, I think they were on a server, just didn't find out things out there they liked, so they made their own server, and that's kind of how it all started.
What's the motivation? I know you haven't been on a team for very long, but what seems to be the motivation or philosophy behind the custom changes that were made? Because there has been a lot of customization done to the server.
Yeah. One of the key things there is the in-game economy. That's one of their big focuses in trying to create a server which is sustainable over a large amount of time and not just, overinflated. They want that economy to stay strong and healthy, and I think that's their main thing.
Right.
I'm not sure if that answers that question, but that's what they gave me.
Well, I know they've added a lot of quality of life changes. What are some of the quality of life changes that they've added to Sentinel's Republic, and will they be the same on SR2?
Yeah, there's a lot of quality of life changes on Sentinel's Republic 1, and I know that they are going to be trying to get more and more from what's in SR1 into SR2. Some of the things they're trying to do right now would be just to improve more of the gameplay loop itself and the economy. One of the big things that not big, but one of the things they're trying to throw out right now is just like vehicle repairs and making, like, right now you can repair your vehicle, and I think it doesn't take any damage if you just go to a repair station, and it just gives it all back, all of it's back. In this case, it's going to function kind of like what your armor does. If you use your armor repair kit, you can have a chance to lose condition or break. Well, in this case, your vehicles can also have a chance of losing its conditions. That way, you can't have a swoop until a bounty hunter comes and gets you, or you're going down Dathomir and a Rancor happens to get you. No, it's things need to decay to have a player-driven economy. So I think that's
interesting. So that'll be an actual in your inventory repair tool that you can use in the field rather than going to the parking garage.
Yeah, and I hope it's that. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if it's going to be like a tool, but that'd be really cool if it could be in the field.
Right. Yeah, that was kind of my impression of it, was it could be in the field and you have a chance of it breaking like armor does when you repair weapons or armor. That would be interesting.
Yeah, I think it's interesting.
What are some of the changes that they've made to the professions?
So in SR1, there's quite a few changes. and as of right now, in 2, there's not really a whole bunch. It's kind of been reset for the most part. I mean, there's probably still some more tweaking that might come down the line as things progress after launch.
Right.
But as of right now, the merchant and politician, everything above the novice box is 0 skill points. So that'll help with those 2 professions. And then we have, I think the novice for 1 merchant is 6 and politician is 15 as of right now.
Okay, so politician will actually cost skill points?
Yeah, novice politician will have skill point requirement. Yeah.
Okay.
Just novice box. After that point, it's all zeros.
Right. Now I know SR had some changes to armor. Weapons I'm not so sure of, but I know armor, I saw a thing where they talked about making some of the different armor types viable or useful. Can you speak on that as far as the changes that they made that's different than vanilla?
As of right now, everything's been just reverted back to the old system of armor, but to be determined, basically.
Okay. All right. So, So SR2 is more of a back to vanilla, and then they're going to
in many aspects
custom changes kind of down the line.
Yep. It's going to be, it's like a fresh start all over again.
Gotcha. Now, will it launch with any changes to the core mechanics of the game, or will it be pretty much kind of
It's going to be pretty vanilla core 3.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
I know you can't speak on as far as what plans are in the works for for that sort of thing. But I mean, it sounds like basically we're not looking at SR2 being like SR1 when it launches with all of the customization. It's just going to be something that's going to sort of come down the line.
Yep. Yeah, I think that's the main goal here is a fresh start, see where people are with it, what they want, what is the main driving factors for those, what do players want out of this new server? And I think that's one thing that also attracts me to. I love a fresh server.
So. Right. Yeah. Yeah. Everybody likes that fresh server hype, myself included.
Yeah.
Now, what about the species and stuff that are on SR1? Will they be on SR2?
That will actually be there. I think there's a couple of them that are going to be left out right now. I think it's the talls, the big fluffy ones with the weird little.
Right.
Those aren't going to be there, and huts. Huts won't be there either. But outside of that, all the other ones, Chiss. If you want to be blue, you can be blue. If you want to be a night sister, go be a night sister. I always liked those ones. I think I had a night sister there for a bit on SR1.
Right. Now, what about the different planets on SR1? Will all the same planets be available? And what are those planets that have been added?
It's just going to be the vanilla planets right now.
Just the vanilla planets.
What will happen in the future? I mean, there's always talks of having more, but nothing's been confirmed yet.
Okay. Any custom content as far as anything that will be added to the existing planets, the normal planets, when SR2 launches?
Oh.
I know they did to the ones that they added. They all had their own bunkers and that sort of stuff.
Yeah, I don't think as of right now there's going to be anything like that launch that's going to be apart from vanilla cities and planets and all that. There's going to be no new content like that on the planets themselves.
Gotcha. GCW PvP. What is the staff's position on the importance of GCW PvP? Is it like a focus? Do they consider it very important for the survival of the server, or is it just another cog in the wheel is Star Wars the Galaxies?
I can come at this on two different fronts. One is a personal one, and one is of hearing some of what the server, other developers and server people that run it, I guess. PvP is an important aspect. Without PvP, it kind of ruins the whole atmosphere. I think PvP is great. I think it'd be fun. It can be very engaging. You could have nothing like rolling. Okay, I played a rebel, right?
I won't hold that.
As the older I got, I think the older I got, I think I kind of like the Imperials a little bit more the older I am. But
you got more conservative. We all do.
Yeah.
Early onset conservatism.
Mm-hmm. But anyway, PvP is going to be is a big part, and they want to foster that. That's a big deal. So part of that is just ensuring that there's a healthy economy to support those PvP players. Because if you don't have an economy that can be behind them, people making armor, making weapons, all that fun stuff. It kind of, if you don't have the equipment, you can't fight, right? So they want to make sure that all the pieces are there to have a healthy server in both like in the community way and in actual gameplay. So yes, it is important. It's a top of mind, and how to do it just right.
Okay. All right. Will there be group TEF on SR2?
No, there will be not. There will no group TEF.
Okay, good. Glad we got an answer for that rather than what's the staff's position on Jedi in Star Wars Galaxies? There's some servers who really focus or like really Jedi fanboys. There are some people who think that Jedi shouldn't even be in the game. So where does Sentinel's Republic land on the idea of how common Jedi should be?
Yeah. Jedi will exist, but not at launch. To which the degree at how many Jedi there will be and the balancing of those sorts of things, it's still in active talks. So at this point in time, not a whole lot of fun information there.
Right.
But
they're coming, but it's going to be a while before they're implemented.
Yeah,
I think that's all. I think that's great, actually.
I think Jedi belong. Coming personally, Jedi belong. I I like pre-Pub 9 Jedi personally.
Jedi with running around with comp armor on, just
I
crushing
thought that
everybody.
was interesting. I like the visual appeal. I just like, maybe I'm crazy, but I like permadeath.
Me too. I was just gonna get into that.
This has not been
I don't
talked at
think
all.
Jedi should be that common. I don't think GCW PvP should consist of 20 Jedi versus 20 Jedi.
Yeah.
I have no problem with Jedi being in the game. I like to play it myself, but I like the Jedi bounty hunter aspect of
Oh yeah.
Jedi. I think Jedi should lead the highest stress, highest action
It's a
life
glass cannon.
in Star Wars. Right.
Yeah.
They should always be hunted. You know, the saber teth is an interesting idea where basically you pull out your
did that.
Yeah, I think
recently?
so. I think so. Yeah.
Or the saber teth. I thought that was a very interesting aspect to that. You know.
Yeah, but I like I like the idea of permadeath, like a 3-death permadeath, where just instead of deleting your character, it just wipes all your Jedi skill boxes where you have to regrind from the beginning. To me,
which can be
stuff like that. Sure, but it puts something on the line. You know, you have something to lose when it comes to logging in, getting a buff, and putting on 90% comp armor and running around basically killing everything in the game. There's not a lot to lose, you know, but with Jedi, that puts something on the line for Jedi. It makes it more exciting to play, I think.
Yeah, but as far as the server goes, it's very much up in the air where things are going to go, how players are going to, what's the feeling of it. So yeah, lots of talking, lots of back and forth. Personally, you know, I don't think any permadeath servers exist, but you know, I like the idea of a glass cannon.
Right. I like there being something on the line. I like the.
Yeah. If you're going to be a Jedi, there's risk to it. That's part of the fun.
There should be. I mean, that's the timeline. I think if everybody wanted to play Jedi, they should go play SWTOR or something, and everybody can run around as Jedi. But I think Jedi should be intense gameplay. It's an opportunity to have that in Star Wars Galaxies, and there's not really any other opportunities to have that in Star Wars Galaxies. So I guess asking about the unlock and time gating and all that pretty much covers that. Undecided.
Nothing there.
What changes will be implemented on SR2 from the beginning to sort of help manage or mitigate the economy, to mitigate inflation? Is there going to be something added right off the bat, or is that another thing that's sort of coming down the line? I mean, you talked about the swoop repair and that sort of thing. Are there going to be any other changes as far as that goes, or should everybody just sort of expect the standard experience with changes to be kind of added later?
So I think some of the biggest things there, definitely need to have credit syncs. Some of the most likely things are going to deal with decay of items, armor, weapons, crystals, you know, you name it, you have it, you know, it's going to decay like just, you know, swoops.
Right, like kind of like it does now.
Yep. I think that's all a big deal of it, and it's something that is actually being worked on to make sure that things are at an appropriate amount of decay for the population. I think that's something that just needs to get tuned personally, but it's going to be has to deal with just decay of items. Gotcha.
So that's going to be the main credit sync is just item decay. Character
and that benefits the credit. Sorry, and then also benefits just your crafter population from having more sales. Right?
Yeah. You want a thriving economy. Supply and demand needs to be balanced.
Something that's just going to take tweaking. I think it just depends upon the server and how things go, and
Gotcha. Character wise, how many characters per account? How many characters online at once?
So as of right now, you'll be able to have 3 characters in total, and then you can have 2 online at a time. So you can multi-box with 2.
Okay. All right. I mean, really, that's all the questions that I have. It sounds like this is kind of a drastic return to vanilla for Sentinel's Republic, as opposed to everything that they've done to Sentinel's Republic now. Sentinels Republic 2 sounds like it's at least going to start as just kind of the normal fresh server vanilla experience. And then the custom changes are sort of going to be blended in and hopefully tempered to a point. Not directing this at Sentinels Republic, but one thing that's with a lot of these servers where the quality of life is sort of overdone.
Yeah.
They become kind of like living in a candy store or living in a cake shop, and cake and candy is great, but if that's all you eat, it makes you sick eventually, you know. So hopefully, you know, things will be tempered, and I think it's good that the custom changes are likely going to be sort of rolled out slowly. It's almost like getting expansions for, you know, games like World of Warcraft and that sort of thing. It's releasing the new planets on, you know, on a schedule and stuff like that. I think that would add to the player experience.
Yeah. Coming from a player's perspective of SR1, I enjoyed exploring the new worlds and the planets and how they are all there. I thought that was kind of fun. Mandalore, I thought it was fun. Like, oh, cool. You know, Korriban, nifty. But as a player, they kind of felt devoid of some content. Like they existed, but there's not a whole lot there. Why am I here?
Right.
Maybe I just missed the quests and I could just go to them. But I think hopefully that as things release more, we have, you know, content people and the right volunteers to help build some of the stuff out. You know, please volunteer. More helpers, the better, right?
Right.
And make more content for the game itself. You know, there's a lot of projects out there, but you know, having more people to help with that would be great.
Right.
build
right.
The,
and I'm
build
sure
the world, build the content, build the quests.
Yeah, I'm sure it's not easy to find people. One of the biggest things that I would like to see, and I know that we don't really have them just because there's a good bit of manpower involved in writing like storyline quests that are more than, you know, the scripted go here, go to this waypoint, talk to that guy, go to this waypoint, talk to that guy, get your table that you can put in your house, you know, kind of thing. I understand that like actually writing dynamic content, you know, and all that is resource intensive. I would love to see that from a server though. As opposed to, like I said, just the standard scripted stuff. Like I know the mechanics, like the Sith, after you talk to the old man when you unlock force sensitive quests like that, where you're going to get jumped by a couple dudes randomly and you don't know if it's going to be in the next 10 minutes or in the next 12 hours, you know. I think the mechanics are there, so I think it would be great to see people actually put some of that stuff to use. It would be fun.
Oh yeah.
So, hey, who knows? Hopefully, we see that. I'm excited for Friday. You know, I'm looking forward to it. I love new servers in particular, and I think I think this is the perfect time for a new pre-CU server launch. I think it's, you know, it's been a while since we've had like a big launch. Some other servers have launched, but you know, they've sort of had mediocre responses. So I
last
really,
server launch I was part of was Animus. And I was there at the beginning of that one. That was pretty fun. You know, I haven't done a new server launch. And that's what kind of drew me to Animus, because I never got to be part of a fresh Star Wars Galaxies server experience in a long time.
Right.
So,
yeah, I've hit multiple of them over the years, and it's always fun for a while. I hope Sentinels Republic has staying power. I really do. I definitely wish you guys the best of luck with it, and I hope it fires up, man.
So, yeah, I hope so too.
Well, I appreciate your time.
Thanks
for hanging out with me. Hopefully, we'll talk again.
Yeah, maybe we'll talk again. If I don't get kicked off, no.
Well,
you did a terrible job of the interview.
Nah, I wouldn't worry too. You did great, man.
But yeah, no. I look forward to the future of Sentinels Republic, and I like doing what I do as part of that, and hopefully, all of it comes to a fruition, and you know the population's there and everything. So
yeah, we'll see what happens. Thank you, Jeff. I'll do what I can as long as I'm enjoying it. That's what I told Desporo. You know, I'm gonna come, and if I enjoy it, you know, I'll speak on it, and if I don't, I'll speak on it, because that's my way. You know, I'm not really shy about that. We'll see what happens. I'm looking forward to it, man.
Look forward to having you. I look forward to everyone trying it out, and you know, Welcome.
Right on, man. Well, thanks for talking to me, and
yeah, appreciate
we'll talk
it.
again, man.
You have a good night. See you
You
around.
too, buddy. See ya.